So what are some of these changes? Basically, your body is in shock, not just because you're recovering from a pregnancy and delivery, which is no joke, and your body is often feeling kind of wrecked after, but because emotionally and physiologically and neurologically, changes are happening without your conscious awareness. So if you've ever had this feeling where it's the end of the day, a partner reaches out for a hug, your dog sits on your lap, and you just feel yourself recoil, not because you don't love your partner or your dog, but because you're touched out, you're full. Your nervous system has a threshold for touch. When that threshold is exceeded, the experience of being touched stops feeling like connection and starts feeling like intrusion and invasion, like crawling out of your own skin. This is called touch saturation, and it's very, very common in new moms. Your baby probably cries a lot, and just hearing a baby's cry is exhausting. Why? It isn't just the sound. It's one of the most alarming frequencies of sound the human nervous system can hear. It is actually calibrated to be impossible to tune out. It activates your amygdala, the fear center of your brain. It spikes cortisol, and it activates you to respond. Now imagine, although you don't have to because you're in it, that sound, unpredictable, urgent, activating, occurring multiple times an hour around the clock for weeks on end. The nervous system never fully comes down. It stays primed, half alert even during sleep, waiting for the next cry. This is called hypervigilance. And for many new moms, it doesn't feel like anxiety. It just feels like being a mother. They don't realize their nervous system has quietly been running on high alert for weeks or months, and then they just reach a limit, and it's very difficult to come down from that hypervigilance. Okay, let's talk about being tired. You're not just tired. When your sleep is fragmented, not just shortened, but interrupted, none of the brain processing that would normally happen during sleep gets done. So as a consequence, emotions that would normally be regulated overnight stay raw. Stress that would normally clear stays lodged in the body. Your threshold for overwhelm drops dramatically. Your nervous system is running without being able to reset with continuous sleep. Everything feels louder, harder, more catastrophic than it otherwise would. Your brain cannot clean itself of the metabolic waste from the day. And then you finally get your baby down for a nap, or they finally sleep for 4 or 5 hours at a time, and you can't fall asleep. Your nervous system is on high alert because of the hypervigilance I talked about earlier. This can be a huge reason for why new parents are prone to develop anxiety, because the fragmented sleep coupled with the nervous system overload and the feeling of, I will never be calm again, you kind of get stuck in that. I think this one doesn't get talked about enough. The smell and all the body fluids, poop, spit up, leaking milk, even the good smells of a newborn's breath, their skin, their hair, all of that. These are not small sensory inputs. The constant stimulation of new smells, textures, fluids is genuinely overwhelming, particularly if you're a person with an already sensitive sensory system. There's no judgment here. Naming it matters because many mothers carry a lot of private shame about finding this aspect of newborn care difficult, but the body's sensory system doesn't know that this is your baby. It's simply receiving input, and some of that input is overwhelming. To top it all off, we have all of those beautiful hormones wreaking absolute havoc. Estrogen and progesterone, which were at their highest levels ever during pregnancy, drop off a cliff starting a day or two within giving birth. At the same time, prolactin and oxytocin are surging. Your body is completely recalibrating, and your baby is demanding more and more physically and emotionally. One of the effects of all these hormonal changes is that all emotion feels intense. It's a louder experience of the full spectrum of emotion. So the love feels amazing, but so does the worry. The same emotional systems deepening your bond with your baby are also making your worries feel more catastrophic. Then there's you, in the more existential sense. The self that existed before, with your own rhythms and needs and your own routines, Even your own sense of inner quiet can feel suddenly very far away. A woman becomes a mother and something fundamentally shifts in how you experience yourself. Your time is no longer yours. Your body is no longer only yours. Your attention is claimed constantly. This isn't just emotional adjustment. These are part of the same neurochemical and structural changes your brain undergoes during this early motherhood phase. Gray matter reorganizes. The brain is literally remodeling itself around your relationship with your baby. That's extraordinary. I mean, what your body can do, that's amazing. It's also an enormous undertaking, and it takes a toll. And if you are feeling that, again, there is nothing wrong with you. I think one of the most underestimated stressor of new parenthood is not a single sensation or challenge. It is the relentlessness of new motherhood. It feels like there's no ending. Every other demanding experience in life has a boundary. A hard conversation ends. A long shift at work ends. A difficult workout ends. The nervous system can endure enormous amounts of stress when it knows there's an endpoint and relief is coming. Newborn care doesn't offer that. The need is continuous. There is no clock out, no moment when the job is genuinely just finished. And when the nervous system can't locate the edge of something, when it can't predict when relief will come, it can't get fully regulated. It stays in a low-grade state of threat all the time. Again, this is so much more than being tired. And the experience of it, when you're actually in it day to day, can be quite destabilizing in a way that's, I think, just hard to explain to someone who hasn't lived it. So layer by layer, the touch, the sound, the sleep, the hormones, the I don't know who I am anymore question, the relentlessness, it all builds on itself and can create a chaotic or out of control feeling. And that's not weakness. It's not failure. It's not a lack of gratitude. It's not a lack of love for your baby. It is your body and brain going through an enormous amount of change all at once with very little rest. I think it's really important to put words to this because all of this was a total shock to me when I had my son. I really only anticipated the joy, and I never considered all the other changes that were going to be so intense and hard and new. There is no but at the end of this. My goal is to help you witness and connect with the hard, the challenges, the excruciating relentlessness of motherhood. I just want you to notice it and sit with it without changing it.